Good morning from the Tampa Bay area. We're here outside of Adventure Island, which is the water park near Busch Gardens, to have a Hardhat tour of their new slide, Solar Vortex. Then we're gonna go over to Busch Gardens and get a Hardhat tour of Iron Gwazi. I am extremely underdressed. It was much warmer in Orlando than it is out here, so I'm very cold now. But let's go inside and have a look at some of this construction that's going on, and then maybe later we're gonna ride some of the rides at Busch Gardens because I love roller coasters and Busch Gardens has some really good ones. Let's go inside. So the first thing we get to see is the very last section of tube that they have to install on the new slide, Solar Vortex. We'll be getting a better look at the rest of the slide in just a moment. Here it is. This is a look. So there's this little section here that still has to go in, and then the big section that we saw earlier. This looks like a lot of fun. It's like a family raft ride. And from the looks of it, you should be able to get some really neat lighting effects with the sun coming through these little squigglies. You got some stripes over here that'll put some sunlight through, some little polka dots, and some squigglies. And then you have an open air section here too. This will be a neat little open air section of the slide. There's another one up the top. You guys call them tailspins? I like that. So this slide replaced a slide called Key West Rapids, and they actually were able to keep the stairs for it as part of the queuing system. And this is in the section of the park that has two other new slides, Vanish Point and Colossal Curl, and I got a chance to ride Vanish Point the last time that I was here, and we'll put a link to that video in the description down below. I didn't realize how large this park was. Look at that. Still in the park way over there. I also think the last time that we were here, we rode Key West Rapids, and we'll have to look through the video because we did POVs of all of the slides. But I wanted to show you guys that the finish goes right over top of the lazy river here, and the lazy river is empty because they have not opened for the season yet. Pretty fun. I'm really excited to come back out and ride all these slides, especially with this new one and these other two new ones, because I don't think that I've ridden Colossal Curl yet. So after talking with the project manager and the head of Adventure Island here, we're able to find out that a lot of these supports are left over from Key West Rapids, and they were able to reuse 80% of the structure. And so you can kind of see there's a section of the structure over here, the support structure, that is not underneath the tube. That's because that was a section of Key West Rapids that is not used in Solar Vortex. It's really interesting to see how they were able to kind of adjust these supports to fit the new slide. So this is a family raft ride, which is like a big circular tube where you could have maybe about 5 people. I don't get the exact number, but it has these little sections here called tailspin sections where you come in 10 feet higher than you exit, and there are 2 of them in the fastest sections of the slide, and you kind of just whip around real tight around the outside of this curve. So you're going to be really going fast around these tailspins. So now we are all done over at Adventure Island, and we're headed over to Busch Gardens to get an up-close look at the Iron Gwazi construction. But I did want to give you guys an up-close look at the inside of the slide tube that is yet to go up, and this is the translucent sections that will be putting the light through. And you can see it's a very overcast day today, and that doesn't prevent the light from coming through these little squiggles here. Oh, I realized you guys might want to know what I look like in my hard hat and my safety vest. This is it. Here I am. Let's head over to Busch Gardens. We have made it over to Busch Gardens, and holy cow, it is way further along than the last time that we were here. Okay, so we just went on the other side of the fence, and now we're headed through the queue area of Iron Gwazi. You can see they're still putting up lights, doing all kinds of stuff over here. I like this. This is cool looking. As you guys can probably hear, it is an active construction site, and this is one of the rolls, almost completely sideways right there. Look at that. This is one of the track features. Oh yeah, you can kind of see the huge hill in the background. I think if we look through here, I believe that that's the train barn, and if you look real carefully, it looks like they have a train on site back there. And then we've got the lockers over here. Looks like it's all automated. You just go up to a little kiosk there, and you can then rent a locker to keep your stuff in. You can see they reused some of the structure from Gwazi before. We've got all new track sections here. This is awesome, and you can see they reused a lot of the queue elements too. Oh yeah, and just past the station here, you can see that lift hill off in the distance, that massive lift hill. From this vantage point, we get a look at some of the elements. You can see the lift hill in the background right there. This is that ridiculously banked turn. We've got the roll over there. This is the inversion, like the barrel roll. And then we've got that's SheiKra off in the distance over there, and then another section of Gwazi, Iron Gwazi right there. Look at all of this woodwork through here. That looks amazing. So they actually have both trains on site right now. Here is the second one in the train barn, and the first one is right over here in the station, ready to go. So this is what's called a hybrid coaster, which is a steel track on a wooden structure. And you can see all the different steel track and wood everywhere. Wow. Look at that. Do you guys, I don't even know if you guys can tell what's going on here, but that right there is the drop. That nearly vertical section, there is the train sitting at the station. But like we've said, they are definitely still working on this. Definitely an active construction site. And in case you guys were wondering, the official height of the drop is 206 feet. So I found out a little bit more information about, say, take for instance, this is a 91-degree drop, and you will hit 76 miles per hour in that drop. And it's a traditional coaster, so it's got a chain lift, and it's fully gravity driven. It doesn't have any sort of launches or anything like that. And not very many block brakes, they said. So this ought to be interesting. It ought to be just one heck of a wild ride from start to finish. I'm so excited to ride this. If anybody's ridden Steel Vengeance, this is the same company that made Steel Vengeance, did the conversion here on Gwazi. Just wanted to give you guys a view. So there's the train right there, and this is coming out of the station, going into the lift hill. You got a nice little flat section and then a little tiny drop, getting ready for the rest of the ride. Now that we're outside of the gates, you can see this is the lift hill right here. Look at that, some workers are walking down it. Oh man. That reminds me of when we did the coaster tour on World Roller Coaster Day, and we'll put a link to that video in the description down below. We went to the top of SheiKra. Okay, the media event is all done, and I had to make a quick pit stop at Target to get a sweater. But now we're back here at Busch Gardens, and let's ride some roller coasters. It's a good thing I got the sweater, because I have a feeling it's going to be very cold on these roller coasters. I'm excited to ride Tigress. Let's see if we can head on that one first. Okay, so we are back in the park, and look at this. They're craning over some more steel for Iron Gwazi. A couple of better views than what we got this morning. There's the lift hill, and there's that 91-degree drop. Almost vertical. Got a few more elements around here. Let's see what we can see over here. Oh no. Falcon's Fury is getting ready to drop right now. Oh my. Oh, here it goes. Oh dear. Another really good view at the lift and the drop. And then you can see this is the section that they are still working on putting track up. So this is where they've made it to so far. That's what it is. World's fastest and world's steepest hybrid coaster. You can see some of the elements here. There's that 91-degree drop. This is the barrel roll right here. From what I can see, I think that's the only inversion on the track. And from looking around and seeing like the actual track here, I think that's, well, that kind of looks like an inversion right there. I wonder, I should have asked them how many inversions there were. I feel like this is the first time I've ever seen this in a theme park. During Safari of Fun Kids Weekends, this weekend, February 1st and 2nd, you can meet Snuffleupagus. Like an actual meet and greet with Snuffleupagus. Well, that's a question. Snuffy's the same as Snuffleupagus, right? Or is there a difference? Is Snuffy a different animal than Snuffleupagus? Also going on right now is Real Music, Real Masters. They've got all of these different acts going on. A lot of different like tribute bands. Looks pretty good. Get some like Beatles tribute bands. You got Billy Joel and Elton John. You got Eagles. America's #1 Frankie Valli tribute show. That sounds fun. Ooh, a Queen tribute show. Here's all the stuff that's coming up at Busch Gardens this year. We already have made it through the Three Kings celebration. We've got Jack Hanna Weekend, Real Music, Real Masters is happening now. Busch Gardens Summer Nights, Safari of Fun is also happening right now. Beer Fest, Food and Wine Festival, Hallow Scream, Guy Harvey Weekend, which you'll get to meet Guy Harvey. He's usually here for it. And then Christmas Town, as well as Iron Gwazi, opening spring of 2020. There it is. That's the first place we're headed, is over to Tigress. Oh yeah, there it is. That's gonna be us. Whoa, there's so much stuff happening. Those Tigress and SheiKra going by each other. Perfect timing. Tigress is only a 5-minute wait. We got the last row. Should be pretty good. They do make you take your glasses off on this one. You guys know I like to leave my glasses on. This is the only ride that they've made me take my glasses off. So, and the other good news is that this is a single train, so I was able to just leave my camera over there without putting it in a locker, because there's not 2 trains, so I couldn't be like, I'm on the ride and somebody else got off the ride and took my camera. I don't have to worry about that with this one. Also, these are just comfort collars, like they don't do anything. It's just make you feel better. Oh, we're going. Whoa! Oh my goodness gracious. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my goodness. I forgot about this ride. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, we're upside down now. Oh dear. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Oh, such airtime on this ride. Oh god. Oh! And that's the end of it. We did it. Oh, I forgot about this ride. Oh, it's so good. So short, but so good. You guys ready? Here, it's gonna come back through the station. Yes. Now wait, I'm just gonna leave the camera pointed this way so you guys can see it going by on the way back. Such a fun ride. Just wanted to give you guys one more look at the speed of Tigress because it is such a fun roller coaster and I love watching it. It's just such a fun coaster to watch from the outside too. Also, because we were here today for a Hardhat construction site tour, I want to put a link to a video down below where we did a Hardhat tour of the Tigress construction site. We were here when this was just dirt. All right, so this is a little bit of an idea of the speed, but this last one, this last launch through the station is where you really see the speed of this thing. Goodness gracious. I know it may seem silly for me not to ride SheiKra right now because it's right there, but I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I want to kind of ease into it. I'm gonna go see if I can ride maybe Cobra's Curse or Cheetah Hunt, a few easier attractions to start off with. Well, I was thinking about easing into it, and then I looked at SheiKra here with Iron Gwazi in the background, so maybe we can get a good view of Iron Gwazi from the top of SheiKra, or at least from the lift hill. Let's go ride it. You only live once, right? Now with SheiKra, I do have to get a locker, but the good news is, for $8, I can transfer it between all the rides all day long. So long as I don't go over 2 hours per location, no problems. All right, I've got my seat on SheiKra, and I've got the far left back row. Hopefully I'll be able to see a good shot of Iron Gwazi. I'm excited to see what it looks like from up here. We got a bunch of close-up views, but I didn't get a nice big overview of it. A little bit far away from this coaster, but we'll still be able to see it. So, there we go. All right, let's see what we can see. Oh my goodness. There's some people up on a lift or something over there. What are they doing? I don't know if you guys can see them yet. They're like way up over top of the lift. Not even the lift, just one of the turns. Holy cow. That is so much wood over there. Look at that coaster. That thing is a beast. I cannot wait to ride that. Holy macaroni. Look at that roller coaster. That is so intense. Wow. Feels kind of minuscule looking back at what we just looked at. Look at that. Wow. I am so excited to ride that ride. Bye. Now it's time to ride SheiKra. You guys remember when we were on top of this? We already talked about that a little bit. But we were up on top of this roller coaster and we learned a lot of different facts about it. Oh, and there's Tigress. We just rode Tigress. Pretty good. Here we go. Holding on. And then it lets go. Right here. Whoa! Oh, I am glad that I got this sweater. It is very cold and very humid. Oh, and very humid out here today. It's kind of like misty, kind of foggy, making it very cold indeed. Oh, that was the end. We did it. There's more Gwazi. Wow. Oh. Well worth the wait for this spot. So like there was no wait when I first came up, but I waited specifically for this seat so that we could get a view of Iron Gwazi from way up high on top of SheiKra. And it wasn't as bad, even though I didn't get very much sleep last night. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, as far as my, you know, overall feeling goes. So now that we're done with SheiKra, on my way out, as I was getting the camera out of the locker, somebody asked me, they're like, sir, do you know how to do this $8 thing? And then I realized it is a little bit confusing because when you push the $8 all-day rental, it then gives you options like, do you want to buy an all-day express? Do you want to buy this? It's like extra $30, and it's when it pops up, you're like $30 and you don't know what to click, and there's a button at the bottom that just says finish and pay, and that's where you go to the $8 section. So a little bit confusing there. So if you are trying to rent a locker all day, it is just $8, but an option will pop up asking you if you want to add express for the day or quick queue for the day, and that you do not have to do. You just hit finish and pay, and that brings you right to the end where you swipe your credit card and only pay $8. I don't know if we'll be able to see it, but I just saw a little baby orangutan up there, but I couldn't turn the camera on fast enough. There it is.
Coming down.
It's hanging out. Oh. She's so agile. Adorable. In case anybody's wondering, I'm fairly fearless when it comes to rides, except for Falcon's Fury. Falcon's Fury scares me, and it always has. Not because of the height, not because of the drop, but because right when you get near the top, they turn you to face downward, and it feels insecure. And they hold you there for a minute. Oh, it looks like Scorpion is not running currently. Wonder why. Maybe they're doing some refurbishment on it. This is where we're headed to next. Cheetah Hunt. Here it comes. Looks like Cheetah Hunt is going to be our longest wait of the day at 30 minutes. Let's get in line though. It's a fun roller coaster. We are on Cheetah Hunt. This is one of my favorite roller coasters. Super smooth, super easy to ride. I think that's one of my biggest aspects for my favorite roller coasters is whether or not they're super smooth or super fast. Or super easy to ride. Oh, I lost my words there for a second because of the launch. Whee! All right, here comes the second launch. Oh, there's Gwazi again. Beautiful. Let's see if we get another view of it over here. Oh yeah. Oh, can't see it. Whoa. By the way, this roller coaster is amazing to ride at night. If you guys ever get the chance, here we go, upside down. Whee! If you guys ever get the chance to ride this roller coaster at night, do it. There's one section coming up, it's kind of right down there. Oh, this part right here, the best at night. Right through here. Oh, it's so good. All these back and forths, they're awesome. Another launch. Whoa! Whee! A little bit of airtime. Yeah. See how much easier this is to ride than SheiKra? I can basically talk through this entire roller coaster. It's good. And we've made it to the end. Such a fun roller coaster. Whoa! Brakes. So good. Highly recommended. Man. We got one more coaster that we're gonna ride today, and that is Cobra's Curse. A little family coaster. The Iron Gwazi, I need to double check these facts, but I believe that I overheard somebody asking what the height requirement was for Iron Gwazi. I think they said 48 inches, which is very, short. So as I said on the roller coaster, the height requirement for Iron Gwazi is 4 foot. The only other coaster in the park that has a 4 foot height requirement is Cheetah Hunt. Sand Serpent is 3'10", Cobra's Curse is 3'6", Air Grover 3'2". But then once we get into the bigger coasters, Montu, Kumba, SheiKra, and Tigress are all 4.5 feet, 4'6". So it's filling a nice little hole in there for anybody that can only ride Cheetah Hunt as their biggest high thrill coaster. Once Iron Gwazi opens up, you guys will be able to ride that one. We got one last ride, and that's Cobra's Curse. Only a 15-minute wait. Not bad at all. Oh, doing it. This is a really good lift hill. Thanks. It's like a fun elevator here. Oh, we're doing it. Oh no. Whee! Whoa! Oh, it's shakier than I remember. Whee! Whoa, what a break. There we go. Doing a little spinning now. And we're going backwards. Woo! Oh! Whoa! We're going up the lift hill backwards, and then it breaks us loose and we start spinning all over the place. Ooh! My goodness! Whoa! Oh, we're not moving really. Not really spinning on our cart. That other cart's really spinning though. We got a nice easy ride. Pretty well distributed weight in this car. Kind of easy. That one's really spinning though. Holy cow. Before we hit the road, I wanted to stop by Zangora Cafe and get some lunch, and I noticed that they have an Impossible Burger. Nice vegetarian option, same price as the bacon cheeseburger. Oh, it's a pretty decent sized hamburger, isn't it? Bacon's not looking so good, but the burger looks good. Also, the cheese didn't melt. I wonder how hot this is. Well, it looks good. And it came with waffle fries. So all in all, it was a pretty good burger. It wasn't anything too special. It was just like a regular old theme park burger. But that concludes our day out here at the Busch Gardens area. Got to see a construction site tour of Solar Vortex over at Adventure Island, Busch Gardens Water Park. Can't wait to ride that. It looks super fun. Then we came over to Busch Gardens itself and got a Hardhat tour of Iron Gwazi. I am so darn excited for Iron Gwazi. It is going to be so much fun. Same company made Lightning Rod up at Dollywood. I loved that roller coaster. So good. And also, Jen will be able to ride it as soon as Iron Gwazi opens too, so that'll be fun. She didn't get to ride Lightning Rod because she was pregnant. So I'm excited for her to get to ride this. All of the other roller coasters around Busch Gardens are super fun. I enjoy every single one of them here, but all in all, a fantastic day. So with that being said, we are off. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and now it's time to pay the price.